It's 10:30 in the morning Central Time, and you're in the place to be. That's right, CSL Dallas, located in the heart of Texas and heard around the world. And together, we are building a spiritual community where we can be our most authentic self. And we invite you to go deeper into spirituality and apply universal principles as we are transforming the world one life at a time. And today, with Reverend Marquita, we are practicing possibilities. So we are grateful you are here with us in community, on campus, and online. So if you're willing and able, we invite you to rise out of your seats and let's greet the CSL Dallas music team.
Yes, say yes. Everybody just say yes. That's kind of fun. Life keeps happening every day. You can't stop wondering what to say. Say yes. Okay. Hello. My name is Deirdre Tinker, and I am your platform person, so thank you. First of all, we're going to just do our purpose statement, because this is what we do. So here we go. It's not there? Oh, it's 3 lines. We are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, transforming lives. And so it is. So it is there, whether we be reading it or not, we know. Okay, so, we're just up here saying yes. The first announcement I have is fun with friends. So it says, are you ready to have some fun with friends? While you support a great cause, we are looking for hosts who would like to help make fun and creative experiences that our community can then participate in. And in order to do that, you bid on the event. How about that? We're paying for fun, but in a very legit sort of way. Okay. It is a great way to meet others, and the proceeds of the events go to help our spiritual community. If you're interested in learning more, you can head over to the events tab on CSLDallas.org, or you can see Ty. Oh, Ty just entered the room. Ta-da! That was an entrance. You can see Ty after our celebration today at the table located in Barong Lounge. I'm going to shift gears a little bit here. If you're feeling uncertain about the future of our world, listen up, because we make a difference, and here we go. If you're looking for a space to connect and reflect during these changing times, we invite you to join us for one or both of our spiritual-centered conversations, because there are two opportunities. One is in person on Wednesday, April 22nd at 6 o'clock, or virtually May 6th at 6 p.m. This gathering is led by our very own amazing, calm, just get to it practitioner, Sherry Wood. Sherry Wood right there. So you know it's going to be a great conversation, and it is where we can come together to look at what's happening in the world through our spiritual lens. It's a chance to listen, share, and support one another while staying grounded in the spiritual truth and our compassion that we know to be true. This is free, and we encourage everyone to participate. Learn more and get the Zoom meeting link by heading to the events tab at CSLDallas.org. And again, it's two different, so in person, April 22nd, and virtually May 6th. Now, we're going to settle into the morning with our music team, which is Candy, Glenda, Jamie. Jamie's in the back. He always be holding us in the back. Shar and Cleo, along with the CSL Dallas Band, which is Brad, Jonathan, and Alex is on the drums. Welcome, Alex. And then we'll go within and center with our spiritual coach, Sharon McGregor.
Yourselves. This moment, this one moment, here and now is what we have. This one moment, this place, this time, this body, this form, this spirit and consciousness, all right here in this moment, in power and beauty and love and connection, abundance, adventure, curiosity, imagination. It's all one. We are spirit, human, human, spirit, divinely guided, inspired by an intelligence that permeates all things, everywhere, all time. And right here, right now, the point of power is in the present. The present, this moment, this connection. Here and now, we are one with that spirit, that intelligence, that love that moves in and through and as us. We are the connection, each of us, with ourselves and with each other, our family, our friends, our community. And who we are intrinsically, our soul, our heart, in all of our endeavors and our intent, our thoughts and words ripples out into this world in a beauty way. That is how we make a difference. That is what fulfills us. That is what brings us joy back into ourselves. This moment, here and now, is what we have. It is glorious and great and good. And we celebrate it. And if you agree with me, please affirm this by saying, Aho, Amin, Amen, Ashe. And so it is.
There is Is it? Yes, it is. So it is. From the lights, I would cower, too ashamed to be me, so ashamed of my power. Till one day, Spirit said, I got something to offer. Just look in the mirror to see it. Now it's up to you to believe it. You got a purpose. What is your reason? What are you fighting for? Yeah, I see you searching, burning inside. It's something you can't ignore. Yeah, everyone's hurting, but you gotta fight. Get up and keep moving forward. See, don't back away with your hands up, 'cause somebody needs you to stand up. See, I try my best every time I wake to find my meaning in everything. I don't waste this season, this time, no way. Counting on you, and I'm counting on you. So now when I show up, I know I'm going up for everybody to see. And I stand for the babies, the fellas, the ladies, and everybody in need. For the lost and forgotten, we, even though it ain't easy, we. And so now when we show up, we know that we're holding up something that's bigger than you and me. You got a purpose. What is your reason? What are you fighting for? Yeah, I see you searching, burning inside. It's something you can't ignore. Yeah, everyone's hurting, but you gotta fight. Get up and keep moving forward. See, don't back away with your hands up, 'cause somebody needs you to stand up. Try my best every time I wake to find my meaning in everything. I don't waste this season, this time, no way. Counting on me, and I'm counting on you. Everybody's got something here to do. Ignite your fire that makes you move. There's something so special that gets us through. Counting on me, and I'm counting on you. Take up your space, baby, shake up the place. Break all the rules. Someone's counting on you. Believe in yourself, 'cause there's nobody else who can do what you do. Someone's counting on you. That's Cleo, y'all.
Oh, stand up. Oh, my goodness. Okay. I need to settle down. Can we give them some more love, band and all? Yes. Wow. Ooh, I'm glad to be home. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna breathe here in a second. Now, wait a minute, how does this work? Wait a minute, this is different than what I'm used to. Okay, whatever. Hey, y'all. It's good to be home. So I've been gone for a couple of weeks. We had the convention, as Reverend Karen was here, and you know, It was an amazing adventure in that I made a lot of connections, which was great. Got to see a lot of my colleagues who I haven't seen for years and discovered some new things. Got to go to a workshop around collaboration, so we will be doing some collaboration with other centers in the future. Amazing. And the main reason I was actually there is because I'm blessed to serve on the Ministers' Council for our international organization. And we had developed some tools, if you will, to assist ministers who are getting ready to be ordained. Yeah. Reverend Faye is so on that track. So with the tools, thank goodness it'll be much easier. Well, I don't know about easier for those who are going to be ordained, but it'll be easier for the mentors and sponsors to assist them to make sure they're ready to come across that threshold. So it was a great conference, and then I was blessed to go to Las Vegas and see my sons, who one of them had a birthday party, had no idea I was going to show up. Oh, it was wonderful because I had talked to him about a week and a half ago, and we stayed on the phone forever, never me saying a word. And so when he got there was lots and lots of people. He thought it was just going to dinner with just a few people, lots of different people. And he kept counting, looking at each, like, wow, yeah, so-and-so and so-and-so. And then he saw me and went, oh, what are you doing here? So it was just, it was a blessing. It was really wonderful. But let's get to why we're here today. Practicing possibility, which is why we sang the one song. So I'm not going to belabor it. It says, today we're learning about how to activate it, possibility in our lives, but just not as a concept. We want to leave with a clear understanding on how to shift from a life of wanting and hoping and wishing to understanding that all things, as the song said, are possible. So we've got 3 ideas we're exploring here. How possibility begins and what then blocks it. Why possibility requires rewiring how you think, and how possibility becomes a way of being. So let's get on it. Possibility begins with curiosity. Now, Reverend Karen spoke a little bit about this when she was here last week. I'm just going to take it in another direction too, to just ground this idea of curiosity, how important it is in order to open yourself up to possibility. Since we're in this life laboratory rooted in spirit, we're considering ourselves this year as spiritual scientists, yeah? So we want to explore the different key elements to exploring this life, and one of them happens to be possibility. However, you have to be curious, because most of us are stuck in what we know. How many of you know that you know something? Most of y'all, but not all of y'all, really? Really? Okay, all right, I'll go with that. So here's why this is important, because curiosity then interrupts certainty. We know that we know some stuff, at least most of us do. But then if we decide to remain curious, now we're opening up to, but what is it that we don't know? And possibility then, your frontal cortex comes into play, right? Comes into play to go, oh, and it opens up. And you begin to possibly see something different that actually was already there, but because we are coming from what we have known in the past, then we have a tendency to, we don't realize it, but we're closed to what's possible until we decide to get curious. And then we open up. You with me so far? Yes. Neuroscience says your brain is designed to predict based on your past experiences. Curiosity then activates the prefrontal cortex, which opens up new pathways instead of reinforcing the stuff you already know. We must be willing to expand our thought beyond the limits of our past experience. That is from Ernest Holmes. So let me tell you a little story. And I know that, I think maybe I've told this story before, so I'm gonna make it kind of short. But I'm pretty sure I did. And I spoke to you about, back in the day, my luxury car. And if you'll remember me talking about the fact that I went to this conference and then I came out and the car was gone. Right? Yeah, we remember this story. But do you remember the first words out of my mouth once I opened the door and saw that the car was gone? The first words out of my mouth was, "What is God doing?" Curiosity. What is happening right now? Because my girlfriend was like, "Fool, your car been stolen." And I could see the car's gone. But behind that is, but what's happening? Since I know that the car came from spirit itself by the way it came to me, which was out of this world, well, that's another story for another time. I knew that, but so nothing can be taken from me when spirit gives it to me. So what was happening? All right? And then the moral of that story, you know, if you weren't here, it's okay, but just know the moral of the story is I got the car back in better condition than when they stole it, which was so much fun to me, right? Because that's how it works. So you know, just like if you're in a relationship, because lots of us are in relationships, be it work or whatever, but if you're in a marriage or a partnership and it starts to feel like it's going south, here's what's really important. Don't go with that flow of it going south, because it's true, you won't have the relationship. Instead, get very, very curious about, wait a minute, what's happening? What's going on? If they say something crazy to you, well, why would they even say that? Get curious, because what's happening is you're opening up to possibility of what needs to transform either in you or the other person, as long as you're not blaming and connecting in that negativity. You're opening up and going, so now what is actually happening here? Huh? Because we must be willing to expand our thought beyond the limits of the past experience, and that includes whatever's happened in your relationship before that. Get very curious of what's happening now, if it seems to be going awry. Can you hear me? Okay, all right, just checking, y'all. All right, good. All right, so let me tell you about another little story, which is really quite true. So my history is that back in the day, man, I make myself sound old. Back in the day, I worked for public assistance welfare in Alaska, and I started out as a clerk, and then I moved up into be an eligibility technician, and then I moved over to what is called the glass building, where people want to be there. It's very interesting. Anyway, the point is, I was doing the job and working the job, and yet it wasn't very fulfilling. I left the job, and when I got pregnant with my third child, I left the job to be quiet and be alone with this idea of I'm having a third child, and my goodness. And so I was out of the job for a while. Now, here's what's interesting. I knew I didn't want to go back to the same thing, but I didn't mind it because it paid the bills. Some of us, don't raise your hand, but some of us are in jobs where we are doing the job because it's paying the bills. It's doing its necessary part, and we're okay with that. We don't hate it, it's just we're okay with that. But here's what happened to me. I had to then ask myself, but when it comes to this job, this thing that I know, what part of it actually makes me happy? That question opened up possibility. Not what can I do differently in the job? No, how do I do it better? No. What in the thing that I'm doing makes me happy? Now, if you're in a job that you think does not make you happy, I'm asking you to ask yourself the same thing. Because there's something in there that tweaks you just a little bit, even just a little bit. But you want to find out what that is, because where your attention goes, energy flows, right? All right, so if we're looking at the position that we're in, and this can be relationship, but what part of that thing makes you happy, what happens is asking that question and sitting with that and looking for that and then recognizing it, you'll start to feel this maybe little flutter or something going up, or maybe you'll just have a smile. But the point is, something is trying to teach you something. What is it that makes you happy? And then recognize that, love on that, and do that job with that in mind. One. Second, when I asked myself, what about this job did I like? Because I tell you, as an eligibility technician, it was tough. It was quite tough, and it seemed like there wasn't a whole lot to be happy with. However, I discovered that what I like is people. Anybody surprised at that? No, right? I like people, and I liked teaching people the systems and the things of how to work the job and all of that. I enjoyed the whole thing. And when I felt most alive, I thought, I really love that piece. So I honed in on it. And I went, I get it now. That's who I actually am. That which brings you the most joy, that's who you actually are. So then, unbeknownst to me, I thought, this is interesting. Well, I get a phone call. I get a phone call from the field services officer, and she says, Marquita, I know you're not looking for a job right now. That wasn't really true, but she didn't know that. And she said, but we're creating this new position. Can you just kind of look it over? I just want some other eyes on it. And since you're not in the field anymore, sure, I'll look it over. And I looked at it and went, interesting. And I gave her my opinion, and I let go. And she said, well, are you going to apply for it? And I said, no. I want to be a trainer. Because remember, I like dealing with people, and I like teaching them the system and stuff, right? So I thought I should definitely be a trainer. I would be great at that. That was my plan. So as time rolled around, though, I did go for that job, the trainer. And here's some weird stuff happens. When you're really in the flow, watch for the weirdness, okay? What happened was, now I've been at this agency at least, 10 years, 8 years, whatever it was. So I know every program in welfare reform. I dish it out constantly. But when I was in that interview and they asked me, so what is, at the time it was called AFDC, and what is food stamps, and what are the programs we run here, nothing came out of my mouth. It was weird. And they just kind of looked at me because everybody knows I know. And I went to speak, and it wouldn't come. And so then I asked for a moment. I went to the bathroom, and I said, okay, I don't know what's going on here, but I know everything, I did the whole spiritual. I didn't know treatment back then, so I did what I could then, and I went out and went, all right, I'm ready. And they said, okay, so now what are the programs we run here? And I went, AFDC and weirdness. I left there recognizing I probably blew my chance to be a trainer. But I knew that, so if it's mine, it's mine. Well, it wasn't, because I didn't get the job. But this other thing was still open, this other job that she wanted me to look at. So I thought, okay, I'll go and apply for that. Now, here's what's interesting. Possibility happening. What's interesting is I'm out of the field. Welfare reform is coming around. I don't know much about it. But all of a sudden, once I decided to apply for this particular position, I saw stuff on the news. I got a phone call from rural Alaska, a couple people in rural Alaska letting me know how self-sufficiency worked in rural Alaska. Weirdness, again, on the opposite side starts happening. All of a sudden, now I'm in the interview with 3 people that 2 of them I didn't know, and the field services officer I knew, and they're asking me, now check this out, and I'm going to make a plug for classes right here, right now, because I was in classes in Science of Mind, and I had just started what it was called Practitioner 1 back then. It's now called the Inward Journey. Back then, and the very first class asked you, what is integrity, right? And I had come up with all of that. 1 week later, I'm in this interview, and they say to me, so can you tell us, what is your definition of integrity? I smiled real big, and I came from this space of spirit. And I said, to me, integrity is when you are integrated from the soul source of yourself within. And it was such a weird answer to them. They all just stared at me, and nobody was writing. And I went, I'm sorry, did I say something wrong? And they're like, no. Anyway, and then at the very end, they said, you know how they do on interviews, right? What's your greatest weakness? And I said, writing, right? Blah, blah, I don't really care to write. I don't mind speaking, but I don't like writing. And at the end, they said, well, we need a writing sample. I thought, oh, my God. And what we want to know is, what is self-sufficiency in the urban parts of Alaska, and what is it in the rural part? Now, remember, I didn't know anything about rural until those phone calls came in. I did the writing sample really quickly and said, oh, well, it is what it is, handed it in. Within 2 days, she's calling. Marquita, you're at the top of everybody's list. The job is yours. And I went, oh. Okay, this ought to be fun. But the point I'm making here is, until I asked myself the question, what is it on the job that I'm in, that makes me happy, then when I discovered that, now, okay, so now I'm open to doing that. And the strange steps that happened, I thought I was going to go this way, but I had to go this way to have the other than ministry, it was the best job I had in my life. I had so much fun. I was totally on my own. This is a state of Alaska job where you work the 8 to 4, that whole government thing. But I didn't, because she knew me and she said, just do what you do. We just need the outcome, Marquita. No problem. So I worked weird stuff. But my point here is possibility is yours. But if we consistently are talking about what we have done in the past and only think about even our skills of what we have done in the past, you are blocking the flow of what wants to actually express through you. And as we are spirit human, in this part of our brain, we need to open that up. And we do that with questions, not talking about what we know. Can you hear that? Yeah. We do it with questions. Who am I? What makes me happy? What is possible? What is spirit moving through me now? Totally open. And watch that flow. Watch that flow. Yeah? Yes. All right. The next step to your life is not hiding from you. It is waiting for you to become curious enough to perceive it. Okay? I was sitting in meditation, this stuff came, and I thought, ooh, that's kind of good. So even then, it wasn't that. I didn't really know I was a speaker whatsoever. But once I opened up, then that which was way wherever it was can come forth into my brain and my personhood. Yeah? That which is possible for you. But the question is, where are you blocking it? Are you still seeing yourself as who you were even yesterday? I'm asking you to open up and see yourself differently now. Say now. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Take a breath. All right. So, second point, don't wait for possibility. It's great you're listening and I'm talking. That's all fine. But so what if you leave those doors and you don't practice? What good is that for you? Yeah? What good is that? All right. So most people wait for evidence before they believe something's possible. Lots of us do that. But spiritually, possibility is not discovered. It's practice. William James, he says, act as if what you do makes a difference, because it actually does, in the realm of even possibility. So hear this. When you are speaking to your friend, or you could be on the pulpit or whatever, the words that you speak, yes, they have an impact, but the energy that moves from you when you speak has a bigger impact and goes beyond the person and the people that you're talking to. I want us to recognize we are much more powerful than what we give ourselves credit for. We are much more powerful than what it looks like with our eyes, our physical eyes. We are much more powerful than what we ever have been. Do me a favor and say yes to that. Yes. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So we know that because of neuroplasticity now, the brain strengthens what it repeats. So if you're constantly saying that this is who I am, and this is all that I am, so be it unto you, yeah? But what would happen if you decided that all things are possible through me? Through me. Then who would you become? Look at somebody and turn to somebody and say, oh, all things are possible through you. So there's a story of this man who wanted a different kind of relationship. However, you know, every time he'd go out on dates or he's in something, he would bring this defensiveness. And hear that as we meet new people, or if you're looking for a mate, that kind of a thing. And this is not a relationship thing. I'm just saying, these are just examples. But that if we come with distrust because the world seems scary right now, right? And some of us are going to be there on Wednesday night when Sherry Wood is giving her piece. But if we come with the world is so scary, I must protect myself, I want you to understand what's happening. You're doing this, okay? Closed, all right? But if we decide that all things are possible and I'm always safe and protected, and I'm not talking about doing affirmations just from your head. I'm talking about saying that which is true about your nature, and you move into that, and you feel that, and you know that, and then you walk with your head up down the street and you give, because it's a giving that's from spirit, from source itself, because you can do that. You're giving love, you're giving joy, you're giving peace. You are that. Then you are always safe and protected. You stay in that realm, yes? Now, with that, where was I going? So with that, the man was in a relationship. He brings all this defensiveness, assumptions, and all of his old stuff. Date after date, nothing's happening. But then on one day, he decides, today I'm going to show up differently. Just once. He lays down the defensiveness. He lays down his distrust. And instead, what happens is he listens more than he's in his defensiveness, right? Can you imagine what happens? Yeah, he starts to transform. What happens when you start to transform? Do you attract something different? Yes. So did he attract someone different? Yes. Only a few of y'all know that? Okay. So here's the deal. Your actual system and your makeup of what you're using is based on three things: your consciousness, your identity, and practiced patterns. Your consciousness determines what's happening out here. Your identity is about how you identify with yourself. As soon as he was identifying as single and couldn't trust the world and very careful, then he was closed, and he kept getting the people who didn't want to care and be around him. But as soon as he decided, you know, I'm going to try this just once, I'm going to open up and be trusting and maybe not talk so much, but just listen, now he attracts something different. His consciousness shifted, his awareness shifted, right? And his identity of who and what he was shifted. And then, not immediately, but he continued to practice that. And in practicing that, then he drew to him someone different, and they get to grow together. Yeah? How many of you have already practiced this already in your life? Some of you have. I know you have. Yeah, I figured that. I thought so. So, I have something I want to read to you, because when I was new to this teaching, I needed a little assistance, let's just say that. And so this is the living science of mind. We do lots of things out of the textbook, and we teach out of the textbook, but back in the day, they also taught out of this one a lot, the living science of mind. When I was new, I liked this one better, because to me the wording, I resonated with the wording a little bit more. But there's one page in here, and I am going to read it. It says, it's called Loose the Consciousness. It is certain that none of us receive as much benefit from this science as we might. We do not permit our consciousness to range in the field of greater possibilities. A certain time should be taken each day for the enlargement of consciousness. This is done by reminding our imagination that the field with which it deals is limitless, that mind, capital Mind, is the creator and the sustainer, that mind is infinite, ever available, and always responsive to us. There should never be any sense of finality in our self-discovery. You know, every so often I get people who say, well, you know, I don't need community, I don't need church, I got it, I know what's going on. Well, that's limiting, okay? It says, no matter how much good we experience today, we should expect more tomorrow. Expectancy always speeds progress. Anticipation of better yet to come helps to dissolve the overload of burdens which we now carry with us. And he goes on a little bit further. Today, as you came in, hopefully you received a little slip of paper. This slip of paper, the words in this slip of paper is what I used, because down below, just before he says, we should declare this 100 times a day. I don't know if I did it 100 times a day. I know I did it a whole lot of times a day. That's what I did. And what I found is that it's shifted me. So I'm going to read it to you, although I had memorized it. So if I'm going to say it from memory and see if I still remember. But anyway, what I remember is and I would say this over and over, good and more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. There is no limit to the good which is mine. Wherever I go, I see it, I feel it, I experience it. It crowds itself up against me, flows through me, and multiplies itself all around me. Good and more good is mine. I can't tell you how much my life shifted when I said this over and over until I could feel it. And so then I would move forward into my day. And all the things that seemed to be an obstacle seems to start to disappear. And my life started to get better. And I became more joyous and more wonderful, more giving. It began this path that we're on. And so I give that to you today. And those of you who are online, if you would simply, it would help if I did this. My goodness. There it is. Those of you online, go ahead and take a picture of it, whatever works for you. And if you didn't get one, be sure to take a picture. If you didn't get one, be sure to find Cheryl Newman, who has them. If you didn't get one, take that with you. Truly, it's up to you if you want to practice it or not. It's just something I wanted to let you know. This is how I got to do this. Oh, and there that goes again. All right. So, last point. Possibility is about becoming, not outcomes. Not outcomes. How are you showing up in life? Are you simply going, well, I have to get this, and I want to get this, and I want to get this? Because you can do life that way. But I want you to understand, in doing life that way, you are also becoming one who's constantly, I need to get, versus understanding, because all things are possible to you. It is about engaging in this idea of possibility and who am I becoming? How is Spirit wanting to engage and be me? And what does that look like? Because the world needs you to become your authentic self, your true nature, your powerful nature. Your job, if you're on a job, if you've got a job, or if you're an entrepreneur and you're serving people, Spirit needs you to show up authentically as you, not the you that you became because you were taught something, but the you that is actually the you that is more powerful, that Spirit gave birth to, waiting for you to say, it is all possible. Who am I now? Moving into that realm of possibilities, feeling possible, watching it manifest. Because in this idea of when you are open to all possibilities, something new and will shift and change in you, and you will show up in a different way, in a very authentic way, and a powerful way, just uniquely as you. And the world needs you to do that. I'm asking you to, I don't care, not really and truly, I don't care what's happened to you in your past. I need you to not care about what happened to you in your past. This world needs you to recognize how amazing you truly, truly are. We need your skills, we need your personhood, we need all that you are to show up unapologetically and to be that. Trust me. Trust me. Who you are is much more than you think you are. So please, let's open up and allow that to come forward. Are you with me? Yes. Yeah, let's do that. We need it for ourselves, we need it for our loved ones, and the world needs it. Yes? Yes. And so it is. So I gave you something, but now we gotta embody it, if you don't mind. Let's just take a moment. Take a breath, would you please? Take another really, really big one. And one more. Now, bring to mind an area of your life where things may feel a little fixed, a little sticky. Maybe you're feeling a little stuck in some area of your life, whatever that is for you. I don't want you to analyze it. I just want you to notice it. Gently ask yourself, what if something more is possible here? Breathe that in. Don't try and answer it. Just ask the question. Now ask yourself, if I were practicing possibility, how would I show up differently here? Just notice what comes up. It could be a thought, something in your body. Just notice. One last question. Ask yourself, who am I becoming if I live from this possibility? Feel it. No effort, just notice. Feel that. That which is possible waiting for you to express. Feel the expansion within your mind and within your body. Let us gently affirm. Repeat after me if you're willing. I am open to move. I am open to more. I am available to becoming. I am practicing possibility now. Now. And so it is. Ashe. Thank you.
We're going to ask the greeters to come up. They have their bowl of abundance. Excuse me, dear, thanks. So would the licensed practitioners also please stand? If you would like spiritual support, please feel free to contact one of these practitioners, and you can find them near the Peace Room after the celebration. And they will make it now with us, an embodiment. Okay, thank you. For those online, you can connect with a practitioner by going to the CSLDallas.org website and clicking on the Events tab and navigating to the Celebration Sunday event. From there, you click on the Zoom meeting link and you can connect with a practitioner. So now it's time for our offering, and we give generously to the work at CSL, and this is a force for good. So we're going to read our affirmations. So here we go. My good now flows to me in a steady, unbroken, ever-increasing stream of success, happiness, and abundance. This is true for CSL Dallas, our community, and me. We are in perfect harmony with the working of divine law, and let infinite intelligence make easy and successful our way. And so it is. And so it is. Okay, there are lots of ways to give. You can give online. Oh, did you take the clicker? Thank you. So we're going to click, and you can see all the visuals. So here we go. Let's give. We are givers. Now, if you're ready to take control of your finances and build a stronger foundation for your future, we invite you to join the Financial Peace University here at CSL Dallas. The powerful course is led by Ronnie Issa. Look at there. Y'all can turn around and look at her. She always looks good. There she is. That's Ronnie. And Reverend Marquita. It is designed to help you create a plan for your money, get out of debt, and build lasting financial confidence, all from a practical, spiritually grounded perspective. This is based upon the Dave Ramsey Financial University, but with a science of mind twist. So if you've been looking for a way to reduce financial stress and step into greater peace and clarity around your finances, this is a great place to start. The deadline to register is May 14th, and the class itself is from June 4th through July 30th. Where to register? Oh. The deadline is May 14th. This is April. That's May. Okay. Oh, thank you. And the class itself is April, May, June 4th through July 30th. So y'all are going to be rich. I mean, you got months of this coming on. The anticipation, the embodiment. Okay. You can learn more and sign up. You head over to CSLDallas.org and check out the events tab. Now, we have a special event coming up in the life of this community. The Core Council of CSL Dallas invites you to the installation of Reverend Pierre McAllister. She has a double name I have to read on. And she is our spiritual leader here at CSL Dallas. You know, we've installed her already, but this is the formality. Okay. This is an extraordinary event in the life of our community. You can join our special guest, which is Dr. Peter Weldes, and the Centers for Spiritual Living leader, Reverend Dr. Sonny Cantrell Smith, here on May 16th. Okay, deadline, May 14th. Installation, May 16th. And it starts at 5 p.m. There will be plenty of heavy hors d'oeuvres, music, and a night not to miss. And for those online, you can stream this live. So, here we go. You ready? We're going to sing out with this amazing music team and our lovely band. And we're so happy you were here in person and online with us.
Manifesting Circle starts today from 12 to 2.
Did y'all get that? Manifesting Circle starts today from 12 to 2. That was Willeen. Thank you, Willeen. And here we go. Let's walk it out. Oh, stand as you're able. Come on up.